Hi all, this is a message to social media, Facebook and YouTube. In Facebook, I get fact checked. Now, I'm posting posts and say, look at what this guy says, look at what that guy says. I'm not posting it as factual news. Now, we were taught that when you report news, you show this side of the equation and you show that side of the equation. Doesn't matter if it's health, government, or anything. Political beliefs, health. Health has two sides to it as well. I mean, you can choose to fix somebody this way with respirators and ventilators, and sure, they may have asthma, that kind of thing. But if it is true and the blood does clot, even if there's a little smidgen of it and it's not everybody, then everyone should be using aspirins. Everyone. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's just a few cases. Just fact checking me and saying, hey, this is fake news. It's not on. You just say you go out there and you follow World Health Organization, Facebook, and you do all your fact checking based on World Health Organizations. Then our government does the same thing. Our government knows nothing about health, and it follows World Health Organization, shuts down the world, shuts it down, shuts down air travel, and then ignores the flu vaccines, ignores that it's causing more deaths with the COVID, and telling us that we need a vaccine with the COVID. And you know, with bunny rabbits and everything else and everything you experiment on, that vaccinations remove immunity. When you remove immunity, you're going down a dangerous path, and you've got superbugs. Superbugs are created from vaccines. So all the vaccines have done is created more superbugs, and the viruses are getting smarter and smarter. When you vaccine a whole world, you'll have a superbug attacking a whole world. Sure, this mandatory tracking system that's coming out called microchipping isn't happened yet, but you've got your 3,000 Swedes, you've got your Minnesota company in California, looked like CIA crowd. You've got them now. So we'll get back to it. So reporting, when you report news, you need to report both sides of the equation. So all the documentaries in the old days would show the left side of it and would show the right side of it. So I know we employ doctors and we pay them hundreds and thousands of dollars, but you think about it, the doctors are only representing medication. And if they go against the grain, they lose their job. Dr. Farushi, a researcher, went against him and said that they were creating more outbreaks of diseases were occurring from playing with baby fetuses. So when you rock the boat, so what did Facebook and YouTube do? Doctors came out and said that this can be cured in a different way. And the fact checking, they shut down doctors. I mean, these are the people that study medicine. These are experts. And who are you basing your expert opinion on? World Health Organization. Who? And what kind of reputation have they got? They're the people that said the bug doesn't pass from person to person in February. Yet, people are still following their guidelines. They said that it doesn't pass on planes, and we called them corona planes. It's such a joke. And how can you fact check us? You've got into this mess because 20 years ago we looked at the pros and cons of an argument. To get the right information, you have to look at both sides. Analytically, you can't look at both sides. Analytically, if you brainwash someone, brainwash them to think one way, to think your way, they're not thinking. They can't think anymore. All they can do is follow instructions. So you can't get people to think analytically if they can't think pros and cons of every argument. So you have to think pros and cons to have your mind work. And that's why nobody's minds are working, because they're so busy enjoying life, so busy enjoying it, And that's so now we have these people telling us 20 years on, people are thinking, you're protecting my safety. They're not protecting your safety because they're only telling you what they think is the truth. And they possibly believe it. But they're not thinking on two sides of the argument. There's two sides of every argument. Doctors follow antibiotics and medication companies and labs. And if they rock the boat, it's like anything. When you stop analytically thinking, analytically being an expert, you can't have good scientists if you can't think analytically. So the best thinkers in the world, the leaders in the world, can think analytically. They can think pros and cons. Until we start doing that, you got this mess of truth facts, and then you had Twitter having fact checks. Now you got Facebook fact checking me. You got to be kidding me, Facebook. You got to be frigging kidding me. And YouTube doing the same stuff. You did the Christchurch disaster. That wasn't good enough just because the leaders said. And again, we don't know. We don't even know. You hushed that completely up, so we don't know really what the situation was. Was it an intelligence? We don't know. Was the intelligence service involved in that? Who was the group that guy represented? You telling me he didn't represent a group? He had a mandate thing, a written mandate. He had an ideology, and he got that from somewhere. He got it from a group, and you're telling us it's national security that we don't need to know, that we're just the simpletons. If the security knew what it was doing, if intelligence services knew what they were doing, again, they follow a philosophy. They can't think. They've been told how to think. They can't analytically think. A good spy can think analytically, can think pros and cons, so they have to defeat the system to actually think. Anyway, thanks for that. Basically, Facebook, YouTube, what you're doing is wrong. You need to acknowledge people. And if people are doing what you're doing, it doesn't make you the truth. If you want to do it properly, you need to fact check. And why is it now the media says one thing and social media has to back up their arguments and post up backup arguments? I can't back up too much on blood clotting because you've shut it all down. I can't find the information on it because you shut the information down. The information's not there because you don't believe in it. You shut everything down. Bye.